This is where we cut through the noise, take your sources, articles, research, notes, and pull out just the usable knowledge. Today, we're diving into something huge, a really common request, actually. How to genuinely get fluent, practically fluent, in English.
Right.
And how to do it without getting stuck in those, endless study loops that just frustrate people.
That struggle is so real, and often it really just boils down to using the wrong methods, or maybe even just having the wrong mindset going in.
Okay.
The sources we're looking at today are great because they shift the focus away from that academic perfect English idea
Towards
real-world connection. So our mission here is clear. Filter out all that extra stuff and pinpoint the exact strategies. How do you stay motivated? How do you build English skills you can actually use?
skills that genuinely open doors.
That's the goal. Skills that fundamentally expand your world.
And that idea of expanding your world, the potential reach here is massive, isn't it? That's why people keep chasing this.
It really is. Our sources call English the essential global bridge.
A bridge.
Yeah, and the numbers back it up. It's quite staggering. Over 1.5 billion people use English in some way.
1.5 billion.
Think about that. That's nearly 1 in 5 people on the entire planet who can connect through this language.
Wow.
So the goal here isn't just, passing some tests. It's bigger. It's about access, opportunity, connection, personal growth.
That's the why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That underlying purpose, that why, has to be what fuels you every single time you sit down to learn.
Okay, let's get right into it then. Let's tackle the biggest mental block first. That fear of speaking.
Ah, yes.
The big one.
It seems like it always comes back to wanting perfect English,
Yeah.
right? This subconscious perfectionist.
Absolutely.
So how do our sources redefine fluency? What does it really mean, according to them?
They make a really crucial distinction. Fluency isn't perfection.
Okay,
Fluency is flow.
flow. Explain that. It's the ability to get your thoughts out naturally, clearly, to keep the conversation moving, even if your grammar isn't always spot on.
So the moment you pause trying to get the verb tense exactly right,
You've lost the flow.
Yeah.
Exactly. The connection breaks.
that sounds, well, honestly, a lot less stressful.
It should be.
But how do you actually internalize that emotionally? If you've always thought mistakes equals failure, how do you switch to embracing flow over flaw?
Yeah, that's the mental reframing part. And it's key. The sources point out something obvious but often overlooked. Native speakers. We make mistakes constantly,
We really do.
all the time. We just don't usually notice because the conversation keeps its pace, the connection stays strong. Waiting until you're perfect, you'll be waiting forever.
Huh, yeah, that's probably true. Waiting for perfection sounds like a good excuse to procrastinate, actually.
It often is. Diligence masking delay. They use this great analogy. Learning a language is like learning to ride a bike.
Okay, I like analogies.
You don't sit down and read physics books about balance for weeks, do you?
No, definitely not.
You get on the bike, you wobble, you probably fall off a few times.
Yeah.
You adjust, you get back on, you keep going. The learning happens while doing, while correcting in real time.
So you have to start using the language right away to kickstart that feedback loop.
Exactly, immediately.
That bicycle comparison is really helpful. It makes it feel less abstract, more physical, like building muscle memory.
It is, in a way.
So, okay, we're ready. We adopt the flow mindset. What's the practical, actionable mental shift we need to make every day?
It's simple, but you have to be vigilant. Catch yourself doing it. Stop that negative self-talk.
The "my English is terrible" loop.
Yeah, that one. Stop it. And replace it with something constructive like, I'm improving my English every single day.
Focus on progress, not deficits.
Precisely. That small shift changes the whole emotional tone. It makes consistency actually feel possible, not like a chore.
All right, mindset adjusted. Let's get past the mental hurdles and into the practical stuff, the smart strategies. If we're aiming for flow, what techniques do the sources recommend?
Okay, so we've got a toolkit here, 5 core techniques, all designed to work with how your brain naturally learns.
Lay them out for us. What's number 1?
First up, and this might go against some traditional teaching, is input before output.
Input before output, meaning?
Meaning, before you put pressure on yourself to speak perfectly, you need to just absorb. Flood your brain with English. Listen a lot, read a lot.
Why does that work?
Because your brain starts picking up patterns automatically. Sentence structures, natural ways of phrasing things. It's like how a child learns their first language, right? Through massive exposure.
So fill the tank before trying to drive the car. Makes sense. What kind of input are we talking about?
It needs to be engaging for you. Podcasts are great, short videos, news articles that aren't too complex, maybe stories just a little bit above your current level.
And the why behind this, cognitively.
Your subconscious is busy building this huge mental library of correct examples. So when you do try to speak, you're not inventing sentences from scratch.
You're pulling from memory. Less effort.
Much less cognitive load, yeah. You draw from that pool.
Brilliant. Okay, input first. How do we then move to output without needing, say, a conversation partner right away?
That brings us neatly to number 2. Speak every day, even if it's just to yourself.
Talk to myself, okay?
Seriously. It's about training your mouth, your tongue, your brain to actually form thoughts in English.
Yeah.
You don't need a tutor for this part.
So like narrating my day.
Exactly. Simple stuff. As you're doing it, I'm making coffee now. Oh, I need more milk. Okay, walk into the station. It's pretty cold today.
And the point is to bypass translation.
Yes. Skip that step of thinking in your native language and then translating. Go direct. It builds the habit.
Okay, training the articulation muscles, basically.
Got it.
Technique number 3 sounds a bit more specialized. Shadowing. Lots of language learners swear by this.
They do, and for good reason. Shadowing is powerful. It's more than just repeating words.
How does it work exactly?
You listen to someone speaking English, maybe a short audio clip, and you repeat what they say immediately, like almost at the same time.
Simultaneously.
Yeah, or with a tiny delay. But the key is you try to match everything. The rhythm, the intonation, the pauses, even the emotion.
The sources called it karaoke for English.
That's a great description. It's about building the muscle memory for the sound and cadence of English.
I see. So it's less about understanding every single word at first.
Right.
And more about physically getting the music of the language into your system.
Precisely. Like practicing the pedal rhythm on the bike. Even if you're not sure where you're going yet, it helps your pronunciation, your intonation, your flow, much more than just repeating single words.
Okay, shadowing. Makes sense.
Okay.
Let's move to number 4. This one tackles vocabulary, which, yeah, that can feel like climbing a mountain.
It definitely can if you do it the old way. So technique 4 is learn vocabulary in context.
Meaning, ditch the word lists.
Pretty much, yeah. Avoid those lists of isolated words. Why? Because your brain doesn't easily remember isolated facts.
No retrieval cues, right?
Exactly. Information sticks when it's part of a story or linked to a feeling or connected to other words in a sentence. A network.
So my years spent with flashcards. Maybe not the best use of time.
They can feel productive, but they often just overload your short-term memory. It's less efficient for long-term recall and actual use.
So instead,
when you encounter a new word, like say achieve, don't just memorize the definition.
Okay.
Learn it inside a meaningful phrase or sentence. Something like, I really want to achieve my goals this year.
So it has personal meaning, context.
That phrase connects the word to a goal, an intention. It gives your brain multiple hooks to grab onto when you need to recall achieve in a real conversation. You're learning a unit of meaning, not just a sound.
Makes the word instantly usable and memorable.
Huh.
Okay. And number 5 takes us back to pacing, I think.
It does. Number 5 is crucial. Set small, realistic goals.
The foundation for consistency.
Absolutely. Consistency beats intensity every single time. Those huge, ambitious goals, I'll be fluent in 3 months.
Yeah.
They just set you up for burnout.
Been there.
Right. Small goals, though, they feel achievable, motivating. Things like, okay, today I'll listen to 1 5-minute English podcast.
Yeah.
Or I'll learn 5 new words in context today.
Micro goals.
Exactly. They build habits, unbreakable habits. And that's what gets you there in the long run.
Speaking of habits and breaking them, well, let's talk about the common traps, the pitfalls. Even with the right mindset, people can still get derailed, can't they?
Oh, definitely. The sources flag 4 big ones to watch out for.
What's the first major trap?
Maybe the hardest one to break. Translating everything in your head.
The mental middleman.
Yeah. Thinking the thought in your native language, translating to English, hearing the reply, translating it back. It's exhausting.
And it destroys any chance of flow.
Completely.
Like, how do you stop doing that? It feels so automatic.
You start small, practice thinking simple, direct thoughts in English. Look around you. It's sunny today. I'm hungry. That's a red car.
Just immediate observations.
Yes. Practice those instant, simple responses without the translation step. Gradually, you weaken that link to the internal translator.
Start small, bypass the translation. Okay, what's trap number 2?
Focusing only on grammar. Obsessing over rules.
Right. Important, but...
But communication has to come first. Too many learners wait until they've mastered, I don't know, the past perfect continuous before they dare to actually speak.
Which leads right back to that fear of speaking, the lack of flow.
Exactly. It paralyzes them.
Let me push back slightly here, though. Isn't there a danger if you speak too early, you'll just internalize mistakes, lock in bad habits?
That's a fair point, a valid concern. But the sources argue pretty strongly that the priority has to be intelligibility. Can you make yourself understood? Can you function in the language?
Function over form initially?
Yes. Early errors, those are relatively easy to fix later on through more listening, more input, feedback. What's much harder to fix is deep-seated anxiety about speaking at all.
So speaking allows for correction. Silence prevents all progress.
You got it. Prioritize clear, confident communication first. Accuracy will improve with practice and input.
Okay, point taken. Clear communication, even imperfect, beats perfect silence any day. What's trap number 3?
Ignoring pronunciation. And I don't just mean having a perfect accent. That's not the goal.
What then?
It's about clarity, intonation, word stress, sentence rhythm. These are crucial for being understood. Where you put the emphasis in a sentence can completely change the meaning.
Right? To lose.
So you need to pay attention to that. Use resources, apps, videos that specifically teach pronunciation, stress, and rhythm. Don't just ignore it.
Okay, don't ignore the music of the language. And the final trap, this sounds like it's about memory.
It is. Not reviewing, pure and simple.
The forgetting curve.
It's brutal. You learn 5 great new words in context on Monday.
Yeah.
If you don't look at them again, they're likely gone by Friday.
Demoralizing.
Totally. It feels like you're constantly starting over. So you have to build in review time. Just a few minutes each week, revisiting older words, phrases, concepts. It locks them in.
Okay, so avoid translation, grammar obsession, ignoring pronunciation, and forgetting to review. It all seems to point towards needing a solid routine.
Exactly. You can't just study when motivation strikes. It has to be a habit.
And the sources actually give a really simple, actionable daily routine template, don't they? Something that fits into a busy schedule.
They do. It's brilliant because it uses different types of engagement. Morning, passive input. While you're getting ready, commuting. Listen to a short English podcast or maybe an audio news summary.
Okay, input and rhythm training.
Then midday, maybe on a break. Active input. Read something short in English, a blog post, a news article. Focus on understanding and maybe grabbing 1 or 2 new words in context.
Vocabulary focus.
And evening, output practice. Just 10 minutes. Talk about your day, what happened, what you thought.
Out loud.
Yeah, out loud. You could even just record a voice memo on your phone. No pressure, just practice formulating thoughts and speaking. Then you can listen back if you want.
That's really neat. Passive input, active reading, and output practice, all in maybe 30 minutes total across the day.
And it reinforces that key idea. Consistency. 5 or 10 minutes every single day is so much more effective than trying to cram for an hour once a week.
That consistency message is powerful. And there was a story in the sources, right? Real life inspiration.
Yeah, the story of Raheem really illustrates the point. He started learning English relatively late, 25, I think. And he had that classic fear, really embarrassed to speak.
Okay.
So he committed to a simple version of this routine every single night, just before bed, 20 minutes. Listen to podcasts and shadow what he heard. Repeat the rhythm, the sounds.
Just 20 minutes of listening and shadowing. What happened?
In 6 months, just 6 months, he was comfortable enough to chat online with international friends. He could maintain the flow, handle conversations without constantly translating in his head.
Wow. And he didn't do anything extreme? No expensive courses, didn't move abroad?
Nope. His secret wasn't some hidden talent or fancy program. It was just habit, discipline, doing that small, manageable thing consistently, day after day.
Consistency wins. That's a fantastic example.
It really is.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Let's quickly summarize the core takeaways from this deep dive for everyone listening.
Absolutely. First, remember your why. It's about connection, opportunity. That fuels everything.
Right. And crucially, adopt that flow mindset. Let go of perfectionism.
Yes. Then use the SMART techniques. Input before output. Listen and read a lot.
Shadowing for rhythm and pronunciation.
Learn vocabulary and context, not lists. And speak every day, even just to yourself.
And finally, package it all into a simple, consistent daily routine. Avoid those common traps like translation and grammar obsession.
Small steps done daily, that's the path.
Perfect. So if progress, not perfection, is the real aim, here's something for you, the listener, to think about. A final thought.
Okay. Given everything we've said about consistency and small, manageable goals, What is one single tiny English habit you could start today? Something that takes 5 minutes, maybe less.
Like what?
Could be describing your morning coffee in English in your head, or listening to just one news headline read in English, or learning one new phrase in context.
Just one tiny thing.
One tiny thing you can commit to daily. Because that small start, that's often the seed for huge sustainable change. Find that 5-minute habit today.